Hello everyone! Welcome to my new Wednesdays series, Shamel's Sketches Reimagined. So if you have been in the scrapbooking world for a long time, you know exactly who Shamel is. And you know that back in 2011, she started weekly sketches, both on her blog and on her YouTube channel. So I thought that it would be super fun to take those sketches, start with the first one, and go all the way through them all, one every Wednesday, and reimagine them. What does reimagining mean? So what I want to be able to do is I want to take the sketches and apply to them some more current, trendy techniques. Maybe things like cut files, maybe things like white cardstock, maybe things like mixed media backgrounds, those types of things. So we're going to use new current supplies, we're going to use some new trendy current techniques, and we're going to apply those types of things to these sketches. Throughout the entire series, you will find listed below in my description the original blog post by Shamel that has the sketch, the layout she created with the sketch, and a video for some more ideas on how to use these sketches. So I think sketches are timeless. I think they're fun. I think her sketches in particular are some of the most versatile, fun, and awesome ones I have ever seen, and I love them. So let's get started. This is sketch number 1. This was, she started doing these in June of 2011, so this was the first sketch she posted. Again, in the description box below, you will find all the information on her original blog post, her original YouTube video, all of that. And FYI, she knows this is happening and she approves, so we're good. I have creator permission to do this. So for today's layout, what are we going to do with this sketch? Here is my photo. It's a 4x6. I'm going to be using white cardstock as my base. I have lots of different pattern papers. I'm going to start initially creating this layout off camera because I'm going to punch a ton of these little circles out. I also am going to be incorporating some Distress Oxide inks. I have Carved Pumpkin, Candied Apple, Faded Jeans, and Fossilized Amber, which match my Echo Park paper collection. This is the Teen Spirit collection. And so that's what we're going to start with. So I'm going to go off camera because who wants to watch me punch 100 circles, right? I'm going to punch my circles. I'll come back and I'll show you how we are going to put my layout together. Okay, so I've gone ahead and punched all these circles, and just for the record, you can punch most of these circles with circle punches. I went ahead and just punched them all with circle punches, and I had decent, like the right sizes. I had the right sizes. One was a 1 inch, and one was 1 1/4, 1.5, something like that. Okay, so I'm taking all of these beautiful Distress Oxide ink colors, and I am using an ink blending tool. And what I'm doing is I am using the fact that my ink blending tool is a circle, and I'm just taking some of the ink, putting it onto the ink blending tool, and kind of spinning it around, and it creates this really fun kind of circle shape. I'm making these look a little bit messy and in some cases a little bit bigger until I'm just going to keep spinning it. I just keep spinning it until I'm happy with the look of the circle. I know I have 4 colors here, and so I'm going to just randomly kind of put all of them down. I'm going to overlap some so that they're kind of off the edge of the paper. And yeah, this was really fun to do, and I really, really like the outcome. And easy. I'm pretty sure most of us probably have in our stash some Distress inks. You could use oxides or regular. I don't think it matters too much. I think they would both work well with this particular technique. and most of us have ink blending tools and the little foam, and it looks really, really cool. It's a new way to use some of these tools. Probably not a new way. I'm sure someone else somewhere in the world has done this, but I was really, really happy with the results. Okay, so I'm going to use my T-square ruler, and I'm going to add a little bit of washi. I just grabbed some black and white washi, and I'm going to use it kind of to border my pattern paper. So I've cut my pattern paper to about a little more than 4 inches wide, just slightly more. It's like maybe 4 1/4. I wanted to get about a third of the way into the page, and I knew that my photo was 4 inches, and I wanted it to be just a slightly wider than my photo, so I made it just a little bit wider than 4 inches. And we're going to use that background we're going to use that background pattern to kind of ground the photo and ground that side of the page. I'm just going to stick it down, and then I'm going to go ahead and mat my photo as well. Because of I did see me use my T-square ruler because of all the linear lines on this page. I wanted to make sure that the linear lines, or that section on the right went well. And I'm just going to snip off the edges, make sure I like it, and now I have my photo. I think I'm off. I'm going to trim some paper and mat my photo to give it a red border. And that gives my circles some time to dry. They were quite wet because there is a lot of ink on them. Alright, next up, I am grabbing each of these colors of the Distress Oxide except for red, because I didn't want my page to look like blood splatter. And I'm going to smush it down onto my Tim Holtz glass media mat, and then I'm going to, yes, I wasted all that ink. Some of you are kind of like going, ah! right now, but it's okay. I'm putting down the oxide ink onto my glass mat, hitting it with some water to get a nice consistency, and then using it to splatter. Lots and lots and lots of splatters. I also, before the oxide ink dried completely, I also spritzed a little bit of water on it. I don't know that you can tell that it made a huge impact, but it did a little bit. It kind of gave it that kind of water splattery, because the oxide ink will react with water. So I did do that too. I think I meant to put some of that on camera, but I think I edited it out. Oh my. I'm like the worst person ever. Sorry. Okay, so continuing on with splattering all the splatters. And then I went ahead and let this dry really well so that I could add adhesive and such on top of it without having issues with stickiness. And here I have my photo. I figured since I had opted against red splatters that I would mat my photo in red to bring a little more of the red into the page. And you can see here I've just loosely laid down some of the circles onto some of the ink. I wanted to do color on color, but of course it wasn't going to quite work because I only had those circles, and they didn't have exactly the same colors. So the sketch shows a cluster off to the side of the picture, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some die cuts and some other circles. I'm going to make my cluster a little bit larger, and I'm going to have it kind of go off the page a little bit, or kind of float off the side of the page over there. And then I'm going to use 2 of the die cuts from the die cut pack as elements for my title. So this is really just a cute photo that I took of my son. He just turned 13. This was actually just a couple days after he turned 13, and so I thought this little caution sign that says caution, teen years ahead would be absolutely perfect for him. I'm going to take some Ellie's Studio Puffy stickers, and I'm going to put his name here. This little die cut piece says, "Hello, my name is." So I thought it'd be cute to put his name there and then have the yellowy orange strip below the bottom. And then that is what I'm going to use as my title. I also have all of the wording that I'm using on all the different all of the different circles. And so I'm going to take advantage of all that wording and kind of use that as my title, as my journaling, because I don't really have journaling to talk about. He had this like cute little shirt on. It says, "Do not disturb unless you're bringing," and then it says things like pizza and games and stuff like that. And so I decided I would go ahead and kind of use those elements for my journaling. I am adding some epoxy flare to a few of these circles to add some dimension and a little bit of a different texture than just the plain paper. I also am going to pop dot some of these circles up, which will also add more dimension. And for some reason I felt the need to text, or someone must have texted me and I didn't cut it out. Oh my. We'll do better next week, guys, okay? Next Wednesday's video will be perfect. I'll edit a little bit better. If you follow me a while, you're all laughing right now. My perfect, beautiful subscribers who put up with my shenanigans. All right, last little bit here. I grabbed some matte enamel dots, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm adding again just to add a little bit more texture. And I feel like there's a lot of movement because I made those circles with the ink and I have the splatters that I didn't need a lot of big clusters. And I really, really love how this turned out. I am adhering my enamel dots with some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive because I found that these particular enamel dots, well, I do love them. They fall under the category of stickers that don't stick. So, oh my. All right, that's going to complete this layout today. Be sure to come back Wednesday. I'm going to be working with another one of Shamel's sketches, and I am so super excited about this video series. I cannot even tell you. I'm excited to create these layouts and I'm excited to share them with you. It's going to be really, really fun, and it's going to last like a really long time because I think there's like 49 sketches. So this is a year-long project. Be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. I'd love for you to come and join me. I'm funny and goofy, and I say a lot. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Bye.